Cardano investors are left cold holding the bag, and some of them don't even know it, that basically it's over for them. And if you are a cryptocurrency investor, whether you are holding Cardano or any other token, you have to watch this video to the end, because I want to use this as an opportunity to give you guys a masterclass when it comes to cryptocurrency investing. This is the most important video you will watch as far as cryptocurrency investing, because what I will tell you and review in this video are things that nobody wants to admit or to tell you. Why am I qualified to say that? It's because I've been in cryptocurrency for a long time, more than 8 years. I bought Ethereum at $3, and before Bitcoin was cool at all. You can go back on this channel. This channel was created in 2015, so you can imagine. So important to note is that I have data to show you guys. I'm not just giving my opinions on this. I actually have real data that all of you can digest and make your own decision. I'm not forcing anybody to believe what I'm saying, or I'm not trying to make you change your mind, but I'm sure what I will show in this video will be a game changer for you. So why did I make this video today, or where it started? Because I basically retweeted this post of Charles Hoskinson, Cardano. He was doing an ice bath. So I went in and say, bro, got rich and forgot about Cardano. You are left holding the bag. And I was kind of laughing at the other investors, right? And I know some of you might be like, oh, but why would you be laughing at it? Because it's funny, okay? So this definitely is clear to somebody who knows what's going on here. But if you don't, let me break it down to you and why Cardano is basically over. The project obviously has been abandoned. The CEO is rich and it's over. And this is not the only project that is going through that. I've talked about other projects like XRP and so on and so forth. And people attack me because of it, because they don't know what I'm about to review in this video. So let me explain to you how cryptocurrency investing works. If you want to get rich, especially, I know most of you guys are here because you're in crypto because you want to make life-changing money, just like all of us. At least thanks for me, it already did. But I got into crypto because Bitcoin was something that I needed. I was economically denied by the financial global system to get in. Bitcoin was my only way out. So I got into Bitcoin because I needed it. It solved a real problem, but I stayed in crypto for the gains because it's easier to make money in crypto. And in fact, for me, it worked out. So I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you are here to make life-changing money. Now, how the crypto game works is that there are 3 types of people that get into the market. There are those who have completely nothing. So this is an example of someone who is hunting for airdrops, right? Every little bit of free money they can get means a lot because they have never even had $10,000 held together in their entire life, right? So this is like the bottom of the bottom. And then there are others, a different stage of people in crypto. These are people that have made some money a little bit and they're trying to grow it, let's say, to become millionaires. They have a little bit of capital. They're like, if I can just flip this capital and get it into the next wave and turn it into $1 million, that'll change my life. Within that same bracket, you have others who already have, they have 6 figures and they want to flip it into 50 million, 100 million, right? Now it's just different levels. Then now there is the shark category. These are people who either got a lot of money already, but not enough. And they want to use this capital to make billions. They have bigger goals, or they might not have the money, but they're just extremely smart. And they have an intellectual stimulation to crypto where they're like, Satoshi was cool, but I think we could do better. And I want to challenge. They come into the space from that intellectual aspect. They want to change something, they're convinced about something, and they say Bitcoin is wrong, and they think they can come up with a better design. A good example of this type of person is Vitalik Buterin. And now comes another breed of guys who are in the category number 3, who are just like, okay, I have money, but I want to be a billionaire. I want to be the big boy. And that is where people like Charles Hoskinson and the Cardano founders, and most founders of bigger projects in crypto basically fall into this category. They want to make big money. Okay, so how did it play for Cardano? Cardano was a project that was founded by Charles Hoskinson. Many of you might not know, Charles is also the co-founder of Ethereum. But obviously, Vitalik took all the shine for Ethereum. Everybody knows Ethereum, Vitalik. So it seems like Charles felt a little bit out of shine. He wanted to get the shine of his own. So he went out during the ICO days and created his own project. He wanted to be a big shark, just like Vitalik. So the promise was that we're creating a new blockchain that can compete with Ethereum. It's much faster. Ethereum has a lot of problems because I know it, because I helped build Ethereum. This is a much better project. He was not the only one. There were other big sharks also who wanted to make so much money. These were guys like Brock Pierce. Some of you guys know him, some of you might not. But Brock Pierce also came into the space. It was during the ICO days between 2016 and 2017. Created his own project called EOS. It was the first EOS project to raise billions. I think they raised about $3 billion. And Charles was the other guy on one side. And he also managed to, Charles didn't raise billions, but he managed to take Cardano into billions of dollars in market cap. This guy started going. Some people made significant, success, from a couple of $1 million to tens of millions, or to others made billions. Now, let's look at the data of what happened in 2016, 2017, when these guys were raising money and how much we're raising as compared to what is going on now. But we continue with the Cardano. I want to make it clear, I do not hate Cardano, or I don't have any problems with Charles Hoskinson. I was a big Cardano maxi myself at one point. If you go back on this channel, I was hanging out with Charles in South Africa. We did an interview and all that stuff. These guys were bullish. But I just want to give you guys context. So before we even look at the data that I have here for you, you have to understand how a crypto projects work. Number one, you create a narrative that's so strong, promising the future. Everybody knows that crypto and blockchain is the future, but you create a narrative that's so strong that promises the future and reminds everybody that everything that's going on right now, it's wrong. We got Bitcoin is good, but the transaction throughput is very low. So we want something that's fast and you can process multiple transactions. So if you're in 2016, 2017, it was easy to believe that narrative because it's common sense, right? Oh, Bitcoin is so slow. It cannot work as a blockchain for the whole world. We need something much faster to compete with Visa. So a new blockchain comes in. The narrative was always about faster transactions, faster transactions, faster transactions. So, years later now we're able to know that faster transaction throughput is not the only thing that matters. Because even though you have many blockchains now that have a faster transaction processing time, they're not even close to Bitcoin or Ethereum when it comes to chain activity. They have basically no traction whatsoever. And some of them failed completely. So, but you create this narrative because the retail investors, even VCs, they buy into this narrative of faster transactions. And then you go on a roadshow because when you're going through this period of time, you're so broke, you want to make it. So you work so hard on the project, you're doing interviews, attending conferences, you're everywhere. This was crypto in 2017. Conferences everywhere. Charles Hoskinson was everywhere. The Brock Pierce was everywhere. These guys were doing interviews with everybody. I interviewed all of these guys. I met all of these guys, right? But obviously today it's very difficult to get hold of. Why? They're billionaires. They're already checked out. They don't care about crypto. Anyway, so let's look at EOS in 2017, and we're also going to look at Cardano. EOS basically did the ICO, and they were basically accepting Ethereum to give you some EOS. For every single Ethereum you pay, you were receiving 306 EOS tokens. All right. Now it might be like, oh, okay, but look, at this time, Ethereum maybe was like $20 or $70, less than $100 at the time. So, Don't worry about it. And they had 1 billion tokens. 90% of the tokens were sold to the market time. And now let's look at EOS, where it stands. This is EOS, a market cap of less than $1 billion. And, it doesn't really go anywhere. The current price is 77 cents. To give you a pure perspective of what's going on here, you were paying 1 Ethereum to receive 306 EOS tokens. Now, 1 Ethereum today is $2,700, maybe more. But 306 EOS that you received during the ICO is worth $237. So on a dollar value, you might think that, I invested $50 in EOS, but you had to buy Ethereum to invest the $50, but now it's worth $237. So I made a profit in dollars. But basically what you're looking at here is just inflation of the US dollar. It's not that you made money off it. If you held onto 1 Ethereum right now, you would have that $50 worth of Ethereum would have been $2,700 now. So these are the things that I need you guys to really understand, because if you don't know, you're not paying attention, they basically just pass by and you just never know why you never make money. Pay attention. Here comes Cardano. Like I said, I invested in Cardano. It came through, the current market cap is $20 billion. So it's basically not as a fell as EOS itself. And, it was sold at 24 cents. 0.02 per Cardano token, and 57% of it was sold to the marketplace, and they were actually for Cardano. And so far, it has made 245x to the US dollar. That is if you invested with the US dollar. If you invested with Ethereum, 0.72x. Ooh. It means that it didn't even outperform Ethereum. It means that you were better off just holding on to Ethereum. And it made you at least 4.7x to Bitcoin. So if you took 1 Bitcoin to invest in Cardano at the time, now that 1 BTC is worth 4.7 Bitcoin. So that's not too bad. And if you invested at this time, which is when some of us invested around this time, well, I made money on Cardano and sold it. But there are people out there who are buying Cardano at, 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, or whatever. So that is sort of the price mechanism and the fundraising and all that. Now, do you consider Cardano a success? Is it a successful project? So let me explain to you what is considered success in crypto. How is a project considered successful? 1, the project is considered successful if it basically makes money for its early investors. This is one of the metrics, but it's not everything. The most important ones is it stayed in the market long enough with high liquidity. Now, this is interesting because the coin might stay in the market like EOS. It's still around. It has everyday volume. It's like 20 million or even more. Cardano has maybe, let's say, 24-hour trading volume. $438 million of 24-hour trading volume on Cardano. Now, this can be considered successful, but successful to who? This is success to the founder of the project, like Charles and some of the early guys that got in, part of the team, because it means that they can keep on selling the tokens for a long time. If they sell everything, which in crypto we call it rug pull, the project would collapse. But and the reason why rug pulls exist is because most founders in crypto understand that if I hold onto my coin that I made for 2 years, there's no chance this project will keep on existing. So they just want to sell. The project is now 6 million in market cap. If I exit, I might walk away with 1.2 million. They would rather just sell everything, run the price to zero, but at least they walk away with 1.2 million. But at a bigger scale, like Cardano, they managed to sustain this project to this day with high liquidity, which means Charles can keep on selling and his mates as well. That's how this is where the highest level is of success in crypto. You create your own token, you mint it, give yourself a bunch, And if it lasts 10 years, it means that every year you're selling slowly and basically you make billions from it. The price doesn't really have to go high that much. It just have to go up and down. Similarly, XRP is the same situation. It's a good success story for the founders because that's how it works. Now, in 2017, there was a method on how to succeed in crypto. You needed a founder that has a repeatable story, like he worked at Google or Microsoft and he's a smart guy. But with people like Charles, they're coming from Ethereum. So it was a little bit easier for them to get traction when they got out and created their own project. All right. So now we have established the success of the project is basically the longevity and liquidity. There's also another form of success which you might think it matters, but it doesn't. And that is the utility. How many people are actually using this product that you created? It's a blockchain. How many utilities are being run on this blockchain? Like, are everyday people using it? The answer in crypto is no. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the only real utility of crypto that I have used that was really needed in my life was Bitcoin. It was the passport to the global financial ecosystem for me because I was basically not allowed to participate in the economy at all because of where I was. I was in Africa, so nobody, there is like an economic apartheid in that side of the world. We were banned from a lot of things. So Bitcoin solved that because it's decentralized and all that. There's no VCs whatsoever. With these projects like Cardano and EOS and the rest of the crypto, no. So the project is successful only if the price pumps. That's why we love meme coins these days, because as long as we understand, even though subconsciously, we do know that in crypto, if the price pumps, goes up and people make money, that's a successful project. So that is the story of Cardano. And where does it stand right now? And what is the future of the project like this? I think it will continue to exist, but it will make gains or profits that are so confusing. That is Fugazi-like gains that can only fool people into thinking that they have made money. Just like we have seen with EOS. If you took your Ethereum, invested in EOS, actually you are at a loss today. But because the price is perceived to be lower, or you made maybe 3x from the US dollar after 5-6 years, you might think that you're making money. You actually are not. So with EOS, you can also see that it's a loss even from the US dollar perspective. 0.79x, 0.09x, 0.04x. So the reason I'm telling you guys with this stuff is that you have to really be pragmatic. Just because the project is big and it got a big name and everybody loves it, keeps screaming hodl, hodl, the future is bright. Man, like, you're in a market where utility is not real. I know people talk about repo and how many banks use it. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Most of these projects, we look at coin market cap, coins, from 1 to 100, like, none of that stuff matters. Nobody uses this stuff. We're basically in a world of fugazi online. It's on the internet. Value has changed. Of course, there is some utility that is being built. Blockchain will change the world, but it's not going to be in the form of tokens. So you don't want to get married to this stuff. You have to be pragmatic and as an investor. So you look at Brock Pierce now. Now let's look at the characters in crypto. For every bull run, like I said, there is a new trend or breed of founders and investors that come into play because they want to make money. The moment they do, if they're lucky enough to make it all in one bull run, they exit and you never hear from them again. You might see them online, here and there, but not as much as when they were really pumping. Brock Pierce, he was running for president on the last United States campaign, right? He's an American entrepreneur and he was running for president. That's his story now. He doesn't even talk about crypto anymore. And then you got Charles Hoskinson. He's just a billionaire now. He's posting videos of him in the ice bath. Okay, that's nice and all that. But I don't think that that's really what investors at this point worry about, right? You guys are worried about when is it going to pump? What partnerships has he made? Is he going to burn some tokens? However, if you look at DeFi Llama right now, you will see that Cardano isn't even used as much as a blockchain. It is way behind even from Ethereum layer 2s. So here we're looking at protocol rankings, and Cardano right now, let's go to chains. If we go to chains, you can see that Cardano here is on number... Where is ADA here? Why we don't see it? Oh, geez. Cardano is number 17 when it comes to blockchains. TVL, we're talking about how much value is locked in there. And keep in mind that Cardano came after Ethereum, right? Mostly when chains are newer, they tend to accumulate a lot of traction because they learn from the previous blockchains on how to do things better, and then they onboard a lot of projects that a lot of value is attributed to them. So the TVL, total value locked, is high. For example, Arbitrum is number 4. Binance Smart Chain is number 3. Tron is number 2. And Polygon came after Cardano. They're slowly climbing up the ladder because they're just better blockchains, even though they're layer 2s. But as layer 1 here, Avalanche, for example, is above Cardano. So Cardano is losing on all aspects. NFTs, DeFi came into the market. They were the drivers of the last bull run, metaverse and all these other narratives. Cardano got no action whatsoever. Now, how much more do you need to see, or at what point do you need to understand that the game is over for the coin you're investing in? When founders have cashed out. The moment the founders are so rich enough to just buy yachts and, enjoy their life, do not even think that you will make any more money because they have no energy to push. The very reason that this guy starts project is to make money. And the moment they make the money, they don't care anymore. That is the reality. It's not their fault. It's the same as you too. You're in crypto to make money. If you make $200 million in the next 6 months, trust me, you're not going to be watching my videos every day. You're just going to move on. So we have to keep it real. But the reason I'm telling the story is that you guys have to be realistic. You can't be holding on to the coins you're investing in forever simply because you love them. Because, guys, it's a money game. Everybody in here in crypto is there for the money. It doesn't matter who they are. And the moment cash out, the momentum is sucked away of the project and you have to move on and find opportunities. So that is the story of Cardano. Do I think Cardano has potential of going up? Yeah, it can go up even 5x in a good market. But is it going to make you the life-changing money that you want? Absolutely not. The market cap is already too high, and the founders are also not hungry anymore. They don't have the time to figure out what are ordinals, how do we put better NFTs on Cardano right now. They're rich. They would rather be doing an ice bath out there. So never say I didn't tell you. I just wanted to basically share with you guys in terms of how the crypto game, when you look at it like a game, this is how it works. It's a game of narratives. Very little of it really has effects in the real world. There is no utility. So you're playing a token game and you have to be good at the tokenomics game. How do the token game works? Right? You have to look at the fundamentals and obviously the technicals too, but the fundamentals in crypto matters the most. If you're investing early in a project, you're basically as hungry as the founders of the project to make it. And most of the time, if you make it, you are making it all together with the founder. So if you invested really early in a project and by the time the founder makes $1 billion, let's say you make 6 or 10 million. And you exit and then you move on. But if you are investing in a project that the founder already made his billions from it, well, you're not going to make it. I'm sorry. And like I said, it's not only these guys. You look at Andre Cronje. Andre Cronje was the godfather of DeFi, right? He was the wonder kid of DeFi in the last bull run, the genius. He was before Sam Bankman-Fried was cool. There used to be this guy, right? He created Wi-Fi or YFI finance. We did a lot of we did a lot of yield farming at the time. It was the cool thing. He made his money. I don't even know how much it's worth. After that, I know he went into Phantom, did some stuff, but now it's a new boring, doesn't even care. He's already rich. Except for founders that have come into crypto because they created a project that requires day-to-day operations like Binance or Arthur Hayes with BitMEX, it's a real company. Those guys are a little different. But the token guys, the moment they make their money, they're done. So make sure, look at your portfolio today. On all the projects you're holding, are the founders already fat pigs that they're so rich that they don't care? If the answer is yes, forget about it. Some are basically exceptions, like, Vitalik Buterin doesn't really care about the money. And I know this because I've met Vitalik multiple times. I had the opportunity to hang out with him and his team before, even last year. I do know that he doesn't care about the money. So those guys are exceptions. But most people who are in this market, they're talking about Lambos and stuff. They want to they want to date all the supermodels, have yachts and stuff. If they achieve their goal, you know that it's your turn to exit the coin. So I'm no longer in Cardano. I made a video before when I was selling all my tokens. Congratulations and good luck to everybody who is holding XRP, which already has a lot of fat cats. At the top, they're selling every year. And Cardano as well. Good luck to everybody. I'm just not going to be liquidity to anybody at all. I refuse. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this masterclass of crypto, please share it with your friends and let me know what you think in the comments, guys. See you next time, and I wish you big success in 2024. I share so many of my coins that I'm buying in this market every single time. You watch them, you have to subscribe and like the video. And I have an alpha group, which is a private group paid. You have to pay to be in it, but that's where I share my positions of what I'm investing in, basically, and when I'm selling and stuff like that. So if you want to get early opportunities of projects that could change your life, join the alpha group. Link is in the description below. And exchanges that I use to trade, also links are in the description below.